But we tried everything to rectify that. I don't know what else I could have done.
So Robert Baxter has responded to Brian Shaw's comments from the other day in his podcast in that video I made yesterday, which got a lot of traction. A lot of people were interested in what Brian was saying and what the root of what he was saying was. So let's hear what Robert said in response to that.
Any response to Brian about working with East versus West? That's from Billy Bob. Robert, maybe that's for you.
Yeah, so I heard about that podcast yesterday. I'm a little surprised. I actually thought that everything was great. I got to call him, because when we left the show, the end of the show, we thanked each other. Everything was great. Now after that, we had a cyber attack.
So according to Robert, everything was great. They thanked each other. Then obviously there was the cyber attack afterwards, but it seems like Robert is thinking that everything was on good terms, as was the way it ended after that event.
That was after the show, so people woke up in Europe the next morning to watch it. It was down for like 8 hours.
Yeah, that cyber attack was absolutely egregious.
So that did, that was a problem. I know he wasn't happy about that, and neither was I.
Yeah, but that was certainly not under Dexter or Robert's control, the cyber attack. We know what happened there. If you know, you know, if you were paying attention.
And but we did, I've got to tell Brian this, I thought I told him, but we left that pay-per-view up for like almost a couple months, which we never do. We started with the next show, so that gave us extra pay-per-views by doing that. So yeah, I don't know what I need to call him, because I don't understand what his complaint is, because
let's hope they can be on good terms, even if they don't work together for the Shaw Classic. At least having Brian Shaw as an athlete, or at least having good rapport between East versus West and Brian Shaw would be a good thing. Maybe it was just a simple thing, as much as just giving Brian more recognition and more gratitude for hosting the event and all the effort he was putting in to make things happen. Maybe that's really just the simple explanation.
I understand that there, we had a cyber attack, and that did screw things up. Also, the boycott from the East did absolutely affect the matches. We weren't able to get the guys from the East, hardly any of them. So I know he was upset, but he was upset before that, about that. But we tried everything to rectify that. I don't know what else I could have done. I got Vitaly to agree to come to Colorado. We had the visa waiting for it. All he had to do was show up for the appointment, and the visa would have been granted through a congressional expedite through Senator Lee.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that Vitaly match didn't happen, that he didn't show up to the embassy place or whatever to get the visa, because we would have already seen Devin versus Vitaly by now. We wouldn't have to wait till April for that match.
And then he said he had enormous pressure.
Enormous pressure, yeah. We know what that means. We know the root of that, and that was certainly not on Robert or Dexter's hands as far as something they could control.
Not to sign the deal, not to come at the last minute, and so I don't know what more I could have done. I really tried hard to get him to Colorado. That would have changed things big time. I know Brian lost a lot of money on the show, but he even said in a previous podcast that he lost most of that money on the strongman, and that arm wrestling saved the show, saved the deal, because we paid for a big chunk of the video production cost, which was very high. And we also paid for a chunk of the venue, which was, fairly high, and some other things as well. So, and I believe our card, our arm wrestling card, made that. I don't think there's any way that Strongman could have got the views that we got that day. So, I don't understand it. I need to talk to Brian. And
so yeah, he doesn't understand. He thinks he did everything that he could, which was my understanding of things was that it was obviously Engen and the Easterners boycotting was the cause of all the problems, but hopefully they get to the bottom of whatever differences they have. behind the scenes. But let's look at the comments, because definitely a lot of passionate comments on this video from yesterday. Shaw's reputation is second to none in the strength world, and if he's saying they didn't show him any gratitude, that's a huge L for East versus West. Arm wrestling is great at finding a $100 bill on the ground and immediately using it to wipe their ass. When Brian was helping, the stream didn't lag once. Never happened in East versus West history. Many seem to forget that Brian is the GOAT of World's Strongest Man, and he really doesn't need EVW at all. He gave them the biggest platform advertising they could have wished for. Brian's event was the only stream that has actually seemed professional so far. Also, the most entertaining matches were all the noob strongmen. Yeah, that's pretty true. Those matches were closer than the EVW matches on that one, except for maybe a couple. But fact is, Brian Shaw, as just one person, is more known worldwide than any arm wrestling organization or arm wrestler by a distance. Only a fool from the arm wrestling world would piss him off or disrespect him. Seems like that was really the Easterners and Engen who were not even mentioning the event and kind of disrespecting it. So, yeah, hopefully they'll be on good terms together. I don't know what else to say on this topic, but let me know what you think in the comment section, guys, and hit like and subscribe.